What madman thought to infuse this creature with the Nightwell's power? Have a care. If this abomination was created to protect lower reaches of the Citadel from invaders, it must be particularly deadly.
Hello everyone, this is Startail welcoming you to the Nighthold in my new tank-focused guide. This guide will go over all of the encounters in the Nighthold raid and will be primarily for tanks only. If you don't tank yourself, you likely won't learn much here, so please leave a like and I'll catch you in another video. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the first boss of the Nighthold, Skorpyron, on normal and heroic difficulties. Skorpyron is a primarily single target encounter, fighting the armored Scorpid himself. However, your raid and a second tank will have moments where they have to deal with several Scorpid adds that enter the arena over time. The encounter area itself is a rather tight circle that you must stay inside of. If you happen to leave the circle towards the outer edges of the encounter area, you will aggro several Scorpion adds that will come in and just add more complications to your raid. Keep this in mind as you move through the encounter, stay inside the large circle on the ground, and keep away from the outer edges. Make sure to decide which tank will be tanking the boss and which tank will be focusing on picking up the adds before the fight begins so as not to have conflicting taunts and whatnot. You will not need tank swaps on the boss on either difficulty, so if you're assigned to the boss, that's what you'll tank for the remainder of the encounter, and the same goes for the add tank. Skorpyron himself has three main abilities that you need to look out for if you're the one tanking the boss. The first of these is Arcano Slash, which is a huge area of effect cleave that will be aimed towards you over a second or so. For this reason, you'll want to tank the boss away from the raid and towards the back entrance, where no one will get clipped on accident. After each slash, you are inflicted with a debuff called Arcane Tether, which is the second ability we will need to deal with. It deals a lot of ticking damage over time and it stacks. In order to clear the stacks, you'll need to move approximately 10 yards away from where you were standing. As the boss never casts two Arcano Slashes without a small break in between, you should easily be able to clear the stacks and move after every cast of the ability. To summarize, face Skorpyron away from the raid, pop a defensive ability for Arcano Slash, and after he finishes casting the ability, go ahead and clear your Arcane Tethers by moving away from your previous location, then return to your original spot for the next slash. This is slightly more difficult in practice due to the boss moving himself. Keep in mind, if you're tanking the creature, you can't simply strafe left or right to get your 10 yards of clearance. That would move the boss himself. A more effective method to clear your stacks is simply to circle strafe around the boss, Dark Souls style. Don't worry about the boss facing anyone during this time, as he never casts Arcano Slash twice in a row without a small break in between. Simply circle strafe around the boss to clear your debuff. At times the boss will also cast Focused Blast. He will face a random player and stun anyone in that general direction for a few seconds of time. As the Skorpyron tank, this is yet another opportunity to easily clear your stacks, as the boss won't move during this short cast sequence. Use a speed buff and move out and back in for this one. As a small note, you can also move out and back in while the boss casts Call of the Scorpid, as he won't move. However, you'll need to be a bit quicker for this one. The final ability that we need to worry about is Shockwave. Throughout the fight, chips of the Scorpid's armor will break off of him and land on the ground in the encounter area. At one point in the fight, the boss will cast Shockwave, which is a short-casted ability that after a few seconds will knock any players out of the arena towards the outer edges, thus spawning an immense amount of Scorpions. In order to avoid getting knocked out, simply stand behind one of these shards before the ability goes off and you should be completely fine. Remember to go back to your old position after you avoid the ability. For the second tank, your job is much simpler. Simply pick up any and all adds that spawn in the encounter area and tank them behind the boss so that your raid can get some cleave damage. The way that the adds enter the encounter area is in two ways. First is an ability called Call of the Scorpid, which is periodically cast by the boss and simply brings adds from the outside of the room to join the fray. And the second way is if your raid gets hit by a shockwave and gets blown back into the outer edges of the room. You'll still need to avoid things like Focused Burst by moving out of the general direction the boss is facing, so simply strafe to the left or right as you please, as well as avoiding the Shockwave ability by standing behind a shard of the Scorpion that drops to the ground. Remember to pop your defensives as needed against the adds, as you won't need them during any other point in this encounter. Do this successfully and you'll have defeated Skorpyron. Overall, this is a pretty easy fight, and knowledge of how the abilities work as a tank will lead to your group's inevitable success. That's all for this fight. Tune in next time as we go over Startail's tank guide to Chronomatic Anomaly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.